Hello and welcome to Inside Cruise. I'm Neil Newton and this is the programme where every month we have the latest cruise news, we jump on board ship, plus we share your views on cruising. Coming up in this month's edition of the programme. Phil Hilton is aboard the Crown Princess enjoying the serenity of the Sanctuary. Norwegian Cruise Lines announces exciting plans for its Norwegian Breakaway. Cunard announced their 2013 programme, including a series of taster cruises. Fred Olsen announced a new retirement celebration package. Plus, we share your ideas on what new facilities you'd like to see on board your favourite cruise ship. But first, it's all change at Thomson Cruises this summer. The company is to replace one of the 4 ships in its fleet as part of the line's modernisation plans. The much larger and newer vessel, the Thomson Majesty, is coming into operation this coming summer. It will replace the 1982-built Thomson Destiny, currently operating as Louis Majesty. The 20-year-old ship is being chartered for an indefinite period from Louis Cruises, with Thomson Destiny returning to the Greek firm. Accommodating 1,462 passengers, the new edition will operate 4 itineraries originally scheduled for Thomson Destiny from May the 4th, calling at ports such as Corfu Town, Venice, Santorini, Dubrovnik and Split in the eastern Mediterranean, as well as Atlantic Island sailings to Santa Cruz, Las Palmas and Agadir in Morocco. Norwegian Cruise Line has unveiled what they describe as a major innovation in ship design. The waterfront and 678 Ocean Place on its newest ship, the Norwegian Breakaway, launching in April 2013. A new concept, it includes an oceanfront boardwalk lined with shops, restaurants and bars, combined with 3 expansive flowing decks of dining, bars, entertainment, gaming and much more. The waterfront and 678 Ocean Place will take cruising to new heights and offer an unparalleled experience with a unique connection to the ocean. There'll be up to 17 dining options combined on both the 678 Ocean Place and the waterfront, along with 12 bars and lounges. Norwegian will also introduce a new dining concept on Norwegian Breakaway. Called Ocean Blue, it's the line's first ever all-seafood restaurant, which will include a premium raw bar, along with a separate sushi bar. Royal Caribbean International have been sailing through Alaskan waters for 24 seasons now, but this year guests will enjoy revitalised ships, described as a virtually new fleet in the region. The Rhapsody of the Seas will offer refreshed staterooms, the very latest in technological conveniences, and nearly quadruple dining options on 7-night round-trip cruises from Seattle. Radiance of the Seas, which was revitalised last year, will alternate 7-night north and southbound itineraries from Vancouver and Seward, Alaska, respectively. We're told that those on board will be awed by nature's grandness, encounter thriving wildlife and enjoy Royal Caribbean's Gold Anchor service for an incredible adventure in the last frontier. Royal Caribbean International's Summer 2013 Alaska cruises and cruise tours are now available to book. This month sees the launch of a new loyalty scheme for passengers sailing with P&O Cruises. The Peninsula Club replaces the current scheme, the Port Neuters Club. Passengers are awarded 10 loyalty points per night, which are spent on board a P&O Cruises ship, and membership is granted once 150 points have been collected. The new scheme is made up of 6 different tiers: Atlantic, Pacific, Mediterranean, Baltic and Ligurian, all offering significant new benefits including dedicated check-in and priority embarkation on board, spend discounts and invitations to senior office hosted events. The new club has already launched on board Ventura and will continue to be rolled out across the rest of the P&O Cruises fleet throughout April. Cunard has announced its 2013 programme featuring a series of 2-night taster sailings, an increase in northern voyages and changes to their classic transatlantic crossings. New for next year will be 13 2-night sampler cruises between Southampton and Hamburg on board Queen Mary II and Queen Elizabeth. They aim to offer a taster experience for first-time Cunarders starting from £399. The number of cruises in North Europe will increase, including the Baltics, Fjords, North Cape, Low Countries, Iceland and round Britain. Plus, new on the Atlantic will be 2 8-night crossings featuring an extra day at sea, plus a longer crossing to New York on September the 2nd, 2013. Celebrated British conductor Anthony Inglis, supported by the National Symphony Orchestra, will coach a choir of volunteer passengers up to performance standard during the course of the voyage. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Well, we've all got our own favourite destinations for cruising. I know mine is definitely the Caribbean. You may be surprised to know, though, that the Baltic is actually growing in popularity. New figures released to us here at the Holiday and Cruise channel show the number of cruise passengers visiting the Baltic region rose by more than 12% last year to 3.9 million. Cruise Baltic, the organisation representing ports in the area, forecasts a further increase to 4.1 million this year. The figures come from 25 destinations under the group's umbrellas, including St Petersburg, Kiel and Riga for the first time. Copenhagen attracted the largest number of passenger ship calls and turnarounds. The number of ship calls rose by 6% last year, while turnarounds went up by 12%. So, is the Baltic your favourite cruise destination, or are you a sun seeker enjoying the Mediterranean, Caribbean, or maybe even the sights and sounds of the Norwegian fjords? You can get in touch and share your favourite with us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, or by emailing us to insidecruise@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Now, time to get another taste of ship life, and this particular month, Phil Hilton is aboard the Crown Princess.
The Crown Princess, the biggest ship in the Princess fleet, launched in 2006, carries over 3,000 passengers and one of the biggest ships to visit the Mersey as part of its UK cruise itinerary. We're going to go and have a look on board, meet some really interesting people. Hope you can join us for our tour around.
The Crown Princess is an American ship and one of the largest afloat, featuring 12 bars and lounges, 4 swimming pools, 7 hot tubs, a fitness centre, spa, library, casino, and the first ship in the world to feature movies under the stars.
Welcome on board the Crown Princess here in Liverpool, and what a fantastic place to start our tour. You'll see behind me there's a desk and a whole bunch of people asking questions. It's a bit like a reception, but it's the purser's desk where you can ask any questions you want to find out where you need to be on board ship. Finding your way around can take you 2 or 3 days, so if you come on looking for your cabin, is it this way? Is it that way? Which way? They'll know the answer. It's a good place to start your tour. And on this tour, we'll be meeting the captain, who'll be telling us how difficult it is to park a vessel in a port like Liverpool, and also finding out from the cruise director about some of the things that we can enjoy when we come on a cruise holiday. So stay with us and enjoy your trip around with us today.
Well, it's the Crown Princess, and we're alongside here in Liverpool. We're on the bridge and we're stopped at the moment. And give you an idea of the ship's length, we're 290 metres long, 36 metres wide. The bridge wings actually extend 50 metres. She weighs, if you took her on some spring balance, about 53,000 tonnes. It's quite a big ship. And 113,000 tonnes gross tonnage. Carry total on board 4,400 sold, which is 3,600 passengers and 1,200 crew, give or take a few here and there. And big ship, 18 decks. Highest point is 57 metres above sea level, and actually we only have 8.5 metres underneath us, underneath here. And then on the bottom here in Liverpool, we got 5.7 metres actually underneath the keel. So a little bit of water there, and that's going down and coming up on the tides. We're automatic to a certain extent, but we're not like aircraft which can do automatic landings. The final bits will be done manually. In fact, we can use the electronics to get us to the bar pilot station for the pilot. After that, we have a man on the wheel and we operate the engines ourselves to get around the corners and into the position here. And then when we're about 40 metres off the berth here, we go out onto the bridge wing and we can move the ship alongside the dock. We have thruster controls which move the ship sideways, the engines and rudders. On this dock here they've got in Liverpool, they don't want us to come alongside more than 0.2 of a knot. It's about 0.2 miles per hour, so we have to do it very gently. But we've got the equipment and the speed indications on the equipment to tell us what speeds we're doing. Although it's a big ship, we have the electronics, I have TV cameras, and I have officers each end talking to me. So it's like parking the car with your wife talking in the ear all the time. You just got to listen and do it very gently. But I have a lot of equipment and a lot of information, And this ship, although she's big, she's very powerful, and I have enough power to move myself sideways in about force 6, about 27 knots of wind.
This is the atrium part of the ship. What a beautiful location it is too. This is where a lot of activity happens during the day and in the evening. As you can see, the street theatre, shops, bars and restaurants, and it's a meeting point. And what a lovely location to be to meet your friend or your relative for dinner. You can see that it's very opulent. You could be in Vegas, for example, in one of the top hotels there, or indeed you could be in Italy. Just have a look round and take in the beauty of it all.
Personal choice dining gives passengers a choice of either traditional or anytime dining, the latter being a personal choice amongst passengers, as it allows them to explore the various dining venues at their leisure. Among the many bars and lounges on board is the Wheelhouse, a relaxed nautical theme bar, Crooner's Martini Bar, Adagio, the piano lounge, and the Explorer's Lounge featuring nightclub-style performances and a dance floor. Plus there's Skywalker's nightclub, located 15 decks above the sea on the Sky Deck, and Club Fusion, located towards the rear of the ship, which are the perfect venues to dance the night away.
And we'll be back on board with Phil in just a few minutes after we take a short break. Do stay tuned. Hi there, welcome back to April's edition of Inside Cruise. Don't forget you can watch this programme in full on our website at www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Still to come, we've got more of this month's cruise news, including a new retirement package on board Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, plus Cruise and Maritime announced special sailings to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in regal style. But first, let's get back on board the Crown Princess, where Phil Hilton has been exploring the largest ship in the Princess Cruises fleet.
Sam, we're on a beautiful ship. Tell us a little bit about some of the highlights that people can expect when they come on board.
Well, when you come on board Princess Cruises, we have something for everybody. No matter what your age, we have got activities, events, shows and much, much more, ranging from comedy show time to our wonderful theatre show spectaculars with our singers and dancers. And then one of the most exciting things on board is the Piazza, which is where we are right now. And we like to think of this as the heart of the ship. We have our international cafe, Vines, Wine and Seafood Bar. And then the exciting part is street entertainment and live musicians each and every day.
And you can tell by some of the smiles and satisfaction on people's faces that they're really enjoying themselves here.
That's right, it's a place where you can just sit back, relax, unwind, choose to do as much or as little as you want, and we really do want you to escape completely.
And it's not just about the adults escaping completely. If you're travelling as a family, then the youth and teen programmes on board the Crown Princess will keep the children entertained to no end. Fun Zone activities are available for children aged 3 to 12, and the Teen Centre keeps the older ones happy with the latest game consoles, movies and dance. The teens even have their own jacuzzi and sun deck.
Thank you very much, Fernando. This is what I call a bit away from it all. We're in the Sanctuary, on board the Crown Princess still, but somewhere where you can escape and be a little bit more in your own space. You're still getting all the high level of service, the high level of attention and the choice that this wonderful vessel offers. But you're in a little bit more of a sanctuary basically, where you can relax and be pampered just a little bit more than perhaps you're used to usually. So cheers and enjoy the relaxation. That's good.
The Sanctuary is a private outdoor spa-inspired area where you can enjoy private cabanas, plush outdoor furniture, a pool, a couple of whirlpools, special massages, yoga sessions, healthy snacks, beverages and more. The Sanctuary is for adults only and incurs a small additional charge of around $15 a day. Well worth it in my opinion.
If there's one thing that I think is worthwhile retaining, it's something that they have done very much on the Crown Princess. It's the promenade deck. It's the area where you can work off a few pounds after all that self-indulgence and being pampered. Walk up and down, take the air, promenade, as ladies and gentlemen used to do in cruising of old. One thing that's very important is a little bit of tradition every now and then. Can't help but enjoy that too. It's also the place you come up to when you say goodbye to your port. farewell to everybody. Everybody's standing on the deck waving. It's another exciting aspect of cruising, and it's something that I'm beginning to enjoy very much.
And something the ladies will no doubt enjoy very much is the shopping on board the Crown Princess. From fashion to jewellery, to watches and even collectible art during art auctions at sea. Find out more about the ports of call you're visiting by taking a trip to the extensive onboard library, or maybe just borrow a book to read whilst you're sailing at sea. And what American cruise liner wouldn't be complete without a casino? This one is packed with table games and slot machines.
And Princess Cruises have just confirmed plans to base the Crown Princess in the UK for summer 2013. The ship will sail out of Southampton on a variety of itineraries, visiting the Mediterranean, Northern Europe and the Baltics as well. The Crown Princess, which is currently sailing out of the UK, will reposition to run cruises to Alaska from San Francisco. Princess will have the youngest ever fleet in Europe next year, with 7 ships operating in the Mediterranean and Scandinavia. Newcomer Royal Princess will sail popular Grand Mediterranean fly cruises after being previewed here in the UK. New off-the-beaten-track itineraries are being introduced together with more cruises to the likes of the Holy Land, the Black Sea and Scandinavia and Russia too. As part of the announcement, Caribbean Princess will be offering more departures of its 12-day British Isles cruises and will sail to the Norwegian fjords. Intimate Ocean Princess is to run a new 14-day Iceland and Norway itinerary to ports in Iceland and will offer more 8-day British Isles sailings and a longer Baltic route. A further 7 ships are being deployed in Alaska, with the company offering 20 add-on land tours. Well, whoever said life begins at 40? It seems that the over 60s are getting the best run of things these days, with news that pensioners travelling on cruise holidays with Fred Olsen could soon be taking advantage of a new package. It's been dubbed the Retirement Celebration by the firm and will be made available with any sailing departing from January 2013. The package includes a special champagne and canapé service delivered to the passenger's cabin, along with a greetings card and special celebration cake. Further details will be published in Fred Olsen Cruise Line's Worldwide Cruises 2013-14 brochure, which is being released later this year. And we'll have more on this, no doubt, in June's programme. This year, Her Majesty the Queen marks 50 years on the throne, and to celebrate, Cruise and Maritime Voyages has unveiled plans for 2 special cruises planned to coincide with the upcoming Diamond Jubilee celebrations, which take place on the first weekend in June. Cruise and Maritime Voyages have planned 2 trips aboard its Marco Polo and Ocean Countess vessels. Accommodating up to 800 passengers each, the ships are scheduled to depart the UK at the end of May. So, what's the itinerary then? Well, the Marco Polo will sail from Leith in Edinburgh on Monday, May the 28th, embarking on a 9-night British Isles Discovery cruise that will cover both the spring and special Jubilee bank holidays. The other option, though, is to join the Ocean Countess. She sets sail from Liverpool on Tuesday, May the 29th, with an 8-night Scottish Highlands and Islands experience cruise, covering both of the bank holidays. Passengers will be enjoying special Diamond Jubilee deck parties, along with a special celebratory dinner and cake. Entertainment news now, and if you're like me and you love a bit of Strictly Come Dancing, you'll be pleased to know that Judge Craig Revel Horwood will join dancers Natalie Lowe, Ian Waite, Katya Versilis and Pasha Kovalev on the P&O Cruises Strictly Cruises this summer. Revel Horwood is bound for Oriana this coming May and will then return to the ship in July with a lineup of professional dancers from the series, including Christina Reninoff and Robin Windsor. The top names will entertain passengers with dances such as the foxtrot, the rumba, the quick step, the jive and more, we're told, during a 12-night Canary Islands cruise on May the 28th and a 14-night Fjords cruise on July the 14th. Passengers will also be able to see a collection of glittery costumes worn by the celebrities and stars in the 2011 programme, as well as join Craig Revel Horwood for a night in the theatre. Well, time for some of your comments, and last month we asked for your thoughts, ideas and even dreams of what new facilities, features and innovations you'd like to see on board your favourite cruise ship. And let me tell you, we've been inundated with your comments this month. The first one coming from Sam Clark, and Sam writes he would like to see golf simulators and pool tables on board. Well, I'd definitely recommend for golf, Fred Olsen, and for pool, well, it really does have to be Royal Caribbean. The next comment coming from Bojenka, and Bojenka writes that she would like to see a daily newspaper whilst on board, whether in port or indeed at sea. Well, newspapers at sea is actually a reality, certainly on board some of the MSC cruise ships, and something I think, well, we'll be seeing rolled out elsewhere very soon indeed. Rosemary Bennett contacted us, and Rosemary says she'd like to see more tables for two in the restaurants. Obviously quite romantic, Rosemary. Well, I can tell you P&O Cruises really is great for couples wishing to dine out together. Do check it out. And our final comment this month coming from Elizabeth Parry. And Elizabeth, well, she's a bit of a dancer, is Elizabeth. She'd love to see a rock and roll night with plenty of jiving. She says she loves the 1960s nights but really can't get enough of the jiving. She says it gets rid of the excess weight that you put on during a cruise. Well, it certainly does. Elizabeth, you must have missed last month's programme when Debbie Jones was on board Fred Olsen's Balmoral, and there was certainly some rock and roll going on there. Well, thank you for all your comments, and as I mentioned earlier, next month we're going to be sharing your favourite cruise destination. Remember, you can get in touch with us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, or by emailing us to insidecruisechannel.co.uk. Well, that's all we've got time for on this month's edition of Inside Cruise, but do be sure to join me in May when we'll be on board the opulent MSC Fantasia. We'll also have all the latest cruise news and, of course, your views. But until then, from myself and all the team here, goodbye.